What is up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. So last night, 90 Day Fiance, the OG Season 9 is back. We watched episode 2. So first off, there's one couple that we still haven't met yet. It's Pat and Thara in the season, and we haven't seen any of Ariella and Vinium, which no one is really complaining about, but they will be entering into the season sometime in the future. Let's talk about Cara and Guillermo, because there was a going away party for him last night in his home. Well, I don't want to say his home country. He's from Venezuela, but in the Dominican Republic where he and his brothers are living. And Cara's friends were there also because they were living together there, which makes them a different couple altogether because they have lived together. So their relationship might actually work, possibly. But the topic of conversation was everyone was making fun of Guillermo's age. And believe it or not, guys, 21, 22, 23 don't like to be called children or toddlers, or, he felt like it was emasculating. And I understand that because when you're younger, you always want to be older. And then when you get older, you want to be younger. But he's an adult and they're all treating him like a child and he feels disrespected. And in a relationship, a man wants to feel respected, and he's already moving to another place where he can't really take care of himself. And he kind of feels like he has to be coddled and taken care of as it is. So this is kind of like a blow to the jugular, right? I feel like he's feeling made feel less of a man.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. A man is a man is a man, okay? And even though he is 21 and he's a young man, he is still a man. And I don't think that Kara is her name
Cara,
should
yeah.
Kara should be in a relationship with somebody that she feels like she has to handhold in this way. I think it's absolutely asinine to me that she felt like she had to fly down there to fly him back because of the expired passport and all, which thankfully it was successful, right? So let's just say kudos to that. But I just feel like he's not a child. He might be young, and I don't think anybody would really be tripping about his age if they both were in similar age to each other. It's because she's 29 and he's 21, that I think it's like,
well, I think he was 21 when they met, 23 now. So the age
23.
gap is super small.
So it's yeah, but like his brother was saying, women typically go for an older guy, not necessarily someone who's younger. But I think she's going to smother him a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll see. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
I think that she's going to play him really close.
I think so too. All right, so I want to jump into a new person that we met last night. Her name is Eve, and I'm obsessed. So she's a massage therapist, and she does acupuncture, and she's a spiritual healer, and she's Native American. I'm just obsessed. Like, she's 48 years old. She has an amazing, beautiful son. She's a single mother, but she does have the support of the son's father, and she's out there. She took time to get to know herself after she left the child's father. I'm just obsessed with her, and I'm worried that, because we've seen this story play out before, a younger Muslim man reaching out to an older woman and says that he's in love with her and she's beautiful, and not that she's not, she's very beautiful and she has a lot to offer. But what are the intentions here? Because he's half her age and he reached out to her. And what do you think? What is your first impression?
Well, first impressions is, I like you. I love Eve. She's a breath of fresh air, right? We haven't really seen someone like her on the show yet. And wow, she's doing amazing taking care of her son, because she said that her son has Down syndrome, autism, and stage 2 kidney disease. So we are sending so much love your way, Eve, and to your beautiful, handsome son. We are just sending you positive energy. Now that the good stuff is out of the way, okay, let's get into the meat and bones of this relationship. I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because he said he found her because he slid into her DMs through a hashtag called Fit Body and her being in a bikini. Fast forward to now, when Eve is preparing for him to come to this country, I had to get rid of some of the clothes. He got upset because I wore a bikini. I'm trying to be respectful, and which is great, right? Be respectful, but I'm like, he met you because of that bikini and that bikini body. So I just don't like when somebody meets you for one thing and then wants to change the very thing that they met about you. Like, I'm not saying don't be respectful to the Muslim culture. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's just it's a lot of
It's
critical.
It is. And what got me was he wouldn't have realized she existed without those pictures and the way that she dressed. And there's nothing, first of all, there's nothing wrong with the way she dressed. She's beautiful for her age. She has a fit body. She takes care of herself. She does yoga. And in America, we applaud women who want to be comfortable in their skin and who they are. So I just don't like that either. The throwing away of her clothes was really sad for me because she's throwing away who she is for a man who she barely knows. And what really irritated me as well was they have already had sex. And you know, in Muslim culture, before marriage, the very first rule is no sex. You don't hold hands, you don't kiss, you don't do anything. So the fact that he's forcing her to adopt certain things, but then other things are okay, also bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I just don't like it.
All right, so let's talk about Jabri, right? So we met David last night, who was in his band, the Black Serbs, and we learned David has an issue with Miona, right? Because he feels like Miona is an opportunist. And we haven't seen enough of her to know what's true and what isn't, but he has met her in person, and apparently she is from his home country, and he feels like she's looking for a ticket, a golden ticket is how he described it. And that can be really hurtful coming from your childhood best friend, somebody that you have grown up with, you respect their opinion, you want them to be involved. And it seems as though David doesn't even want to have a relationship with Miona. And it's hard because when you have people you're close with and they don't get along with your spouse, it can ruin relationships and it can sever relationships literally forever. Because even if he and Miona don't work out, it could still sever the relationship. So what do you feel they need to do to make this work? Because I feel like Jabri is already between a rock and a hard place, moving her into South Dakota in his parents' home. Like, what do you think he needs to show his friend as well as Miona to even make this work?
I don't think he needs to show anything to his friend to make it work. I think friends as a whole just need to understand that don't borrow your friend's relationship problems, right? Because you'll borrow the problem, you'll get involved, you think you're supporting your friend, you think you're warning your friend, they do it anyway, and then you become the enemy because they want what they want, right? The heart wants what it wants. So it's not worth making Miona an enemy, making Miona and Jabri's relationship a problem for yourself, because they'll either be together or not, and probably not. And when the pieces fall down, you know, you don't want to lose a friend in the process. I don't borrow any of my friends' relationship problems. They can be with the worst person in the world. You like it, I love it. And I think that that's David's problem. I'm just hoping that the producers are egging this on, honestly.
I think his interest is because of the band. And, you know, we know the story of Yoko Ono and how people claim that she came and infiltrated the band and she broke them up. So I feel like he feels that this could be the end of their band. I think that he's putting the band over the friendship. He really wants, because when this call started, he was like, we should get back on the road. Are you ready to get back on the road? You're worried about her. We should be touring. So I feel like he's more interested in keeping the band together. And friendship is important when you're touring the world with people and you're sleeping in small quarters and you're on planes and in cars for long periods of time. It's good if you don't hate each other.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, remember how you said there was like 100% chance that, what relationship was that last season? Like it was going to end in heartbreak. Oh, it was Mike and Jimena.
Yes.
This is the same thing. All right. There's 100% chance that Miona and Jabri end in heartbreak, even if they stay together and even if they do get married. I don't think either one of them will be happy. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to watch it, you know.
We're going to watch it and see how that turns out. I'm actually excited. I love predictions. And I'm so glad that my prediction actually rang true, because for a minute I thought it wasn't going to. Mike and Amina still didn't work out just like I said. And I said, it's 100% chance he's going to get his heart broken. And he did. He got stomped on, actually. All right, guys, that's it for part one. We're going to come back for part two and talk about Emily and Kobe and everyone's favorite this season, Belial and Shia. All right, guys, I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you're live tweeting with us. I still have tweets from last night that I need to answer. You guys are so into this season. We're so into this season, and I love it. We're going to talk to you guys really soon.